Book your driving lesson now
at dla-driving.co.uk.
Sponsored by DLA Driving School.
Hello and welcome to Oh in the Town. My name's Dave. We had another trip to Merseyside to play Everton, and it's turned out to be a little like Groundhog Day, hasn't it? And the Hatters run out of 2-1 victors and progressed to the fifth round of the FA Cup. We'll talk about that game in a little bit more detail, and the draw as well, because obviously we've got the champions of the bloody world coming down to play again. And we're going to have a look at the transfer rumours briefly, as well as the three-word reviews. I forgot then, and much more. I'm still just a little bit high over from the weekend's results. Steve and Batara with me as normal. Good evening, lads.
Good evening, mate.
You're right.
Can we just start by mentioning that video that Luton Town officially released today of Tom Lockyer going back to the club and the brace?
Beautiful.
Just brilliant, wasn't it? It was just so lovely because, you know, there was no sort of hint that anything like this was going to be coming out. So, yeah, I think it was sort of just after lunchtime I saw it. Brilliant.
The hug with him and Morris.
Yeah.
True friends, right?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because apparently Lockyer's interview, he said that they play golf together, but, you know, Morris has been up to sort of see him and stuff like that. But, yeah, you can see, even going back to the playoff one, you can see that they're, you know, real thick as thieves friends, aren't they?
A good way to start the day, or to end the day before we started doing this. And Saturday, Steve, you and I reminisced the whole way back from that journey back from the. Well, I know we're going to talk about it a bit, but it was a bit of a trip, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was a great day. You know, sort of about 12 and a half hours we were out at the house, so that was all good. And yeah, you know, met sort of plenty of good Luton fans, had chats with them. Brilliant day, mate.
The question is, did you have to charge your car up again or not?
No, because Dave, who isn't sponsored by DLA because he is DLA, drove.
Oh, fair enough. I was going to say, 'cause if it was 12 hours, it probably would have been about 18 hours then, wouldn't it, in the electric car?
Yes.
Well done, Dave. You took the right.
And also a fantastic car parking space as well.
Yeah.
Nowhere near the stadium.
No, we had about a 25-minute walk to get to it, but no, I mean traffic was great as well.
25 minutes. Did I walk that slow?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the game then. Let's get on with it, because, you know, we've got a lot to talk about tonight and we've not enough time to do it in. Your three-word reviews from Everton 1, Luton Town 2. Jill says, lightning strikes twice. Oliver, we never stop. Mark Crowther, love Everton away. Richard, 90 plus 6. MDF, use this momentum. Rob, Mengi's world class. And Andy said we never gave up. John, never doubted Woodrow. Elaine, left it late. And what are those? Do you fancy, boys?
Oh, I would go with Oliver's we never stop, because, you know, this isn't a one-off. We have consistently sort of got points or got through ties late on in the day, so that is it. And use this momentum.
Yeah,
you know, I don't think there's anything bad about a cup run. You know, it brings in a bit more revenue and stuff like that, but the confidence from doing it again away from home to a Premier League side, you know, on that front, there is nothing bad about it.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's why I was going to use myself, to be fair. Use this momentum. You just have to, don't you? You just have to go for it now. And just, cause we're looking a lot better every week as well. That's the thing.
Well, I was going to raise that point straight away. You know, I like all these. You know, we did leave it late, but we never gave up. And that is the point. We just got, and we didn't lose the momentum at the end of it. And we're going to use the momentum going forward. But for me, this performance was so much different to when we first played them at Goodison Park.
It shows how we've evolved. It shows that we are so much nearer the level required now. Yeah, I mean, I think it's by and large the last 4 or 5 games where we have dominated possession. You know, we used to be 25-30% merchants.
Now we're in the low 50s. It's great.
I was going to say, we're getting so much more of the ball. You know, we can mix it up. We are evolving. We are doing the passing. We are still doing some fast sort of, not route one stuff, that sounds coarse, but yeah, we've got so many different sort of ways of playing the game. And yeah, I just think posing so many more problems.
Pre-match, I did a Everton podcast and had a chat with two lovely guys up there, and we had a bit of a chat. But they were adamant they were going to win. They thought that, and they weren't being disrespectful to Luton at all. Really, they just felt that they would do it this time because they've had a bit of form, and then it sort of dropped off. But post-match, when I watched their thing, they were distraught. They thought that Luton didn't play badly, but Everton played poorly. Is that something that we forced on them, do you think, Bataro?
I mean, you have to look at, obviously, us as a team and as a collective, because you can't just sit there and say, Everton are poor, this. You have to give us credit. You have to credit. And the thing is, we didn't get that credit at the beginning of the season. And I think now, like I said, people, pundits, whoever else, they're starting to look at us now and go, oh, do you know what? Actually, they're a decent side. Maybe give them credit. And you've seen it a bit more on the highlight shows or Sky Sports, etc., whatever. But no, look, I'm not saying Everton are a good team. I don't think they're great. I think they're very poor, to be fair. But no, look, without being disrespectful, maybe it's tactical. I don't know.
They haven't been the Everton that they would want for 25, 30 years, to be honest with you. You know, that was a purple patch sort of in the 80s.
There'll be a lot of Everton supporters that haven't experienced the glory that they once had. In the 80s, let's be honest, we hadn't beaten them in the FA Cup before. You've got to look at the FA Cup semi-final and then the quarter-final the following year. Both heartbreaking, and one because Gary Lineker bloody scored. And, you know, if the VAR in the semi-final, you could go back and go, actually, they wouldn't have given that free kick. However, having said all that...
I'm just sitting there smiling and nodding, going,
but having said all of that, they were a decent side, but they haven't been a decent side for years.
No, not for a long time.
I mean, to be fair, they were decent probably like 15 years ago, like with Moyes in charge and whatever else. They weren't too bad. I think they were getting European football, was they? Or they were getting close to that.
They were certainly an awful lot better off than where they are at the moment.
The last few seasons, they've been really struggling, and they clung on a couple of times, didn't they?
I thought your comment, their comment that they were going to beat us, and there was no two ways about it. You know, I think it's easy to dismiss us when hardly anyone, opposition fans, know any of our players, sort of name by name and stuff like that. Now, sort of, we're halfway through the season and we've had outstanding displays. You know, I think more people sort of do know us as a team and some of our players. You know, we're going to come on to Mengi, but Osho wasn't there Saturday, so we've done that without Osho. But Mengi again, Christ, just
it was
just outrageous.
Absolutely different gravy, wasn't he? Look, I don't want to be too nasty about Everton because I quite like the club, to be honest with you. Overall, if I had to choose one of those two in Merseyside, it would be that one. Because
Goodison Park's just a pumped up Kenilworth Road, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you think about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Old sort of wooden stands and everything.
Yeah, that's what someone said. Well, you know, where were you? We was in the lower tier, wooden floor, wooden
seats.
Seats.
Proper stadium, isn't it? That's it.
Proper pylons in the way. It was like being at home. What I was trying to say is, you know, when I was on their pod and, you know, I enjoyed the time on there, you're getting people calling in and saying, oh, we're going to win 6-0, we're going to win. And I just said, just behave. I said, and also when we're talking about score predictions, I thought we might draw and bring it back. But I did say this, and I'm going to go and find it and ask Jacob to clip it if I can. But if we're going to win, can we make it the very last minute?
Yeah.
And do you know what? There's nothing like a last minute goal.
What was it, 90 plus 6 was it?
Yes, 90 plus 6. And it was at our end as well. It was
fantastic.
Just wonderful, yeah.
I wish I was there.
Yeah.
Gutted.
Anyway, so we had 4 changes from the Bolton game. Townsend, Lokonga and Adebayo and Bell for Osho, Pelly, Chorley and Clark. Listen, let's be honest. We started brilliantly. I just thought we bossed the first 20 minutes quite. Some of the passing, Steve, and the moving was sublime.
It was really composed. You know, I think when you've got players like Barkley and Lokonga, especially, you know, they're always finding space. They've got
class, haven't they?
They can see the whole game in front of them. You know, they're picking passes. I think with that, you've got confidence. Morris is a lot more mobile the last couple of games. You know, everyone is looking to make moves and runs. You know, we're finding space, whereas before it would be maybe a little bit static because we knew that it was just going to be a diagonal pass and that.
Do you think it's the confidence levels as well, though, coming up? It's got to be. Now they know they're good enough. Well, I'm not saying they probably didn't think they were not good enough beforehand, but what I'm saying is they've had to compete, now for what, 20 odd games now?
Yeah, they've now got results
And
and games have happened, so that they know they can prove that they're good
And
enough.
this is
And
it,
that, as I say, the first half in general, I thought we were by far the better side.
To be fair, that's what I was hearing on Sky Sports and the radio. They were saying, "Oh, it's dominant from Luton." This. I mean, like I said, I didn't see the game, obviously, but
Yeah.
it did sound like it was very one-sided, especially the first half. Yeah.
For all the one-sidedness, and we can talk about Luton's chances in a bit, there was one moment where Everton broke ranks, didn't they, in that first half?
Yeah, when the shot went wide.
Yeah, and you're just thinking, for all that, we haven't created enough. We had, I think, the Eddie Elijah's header.
Yeah,
and there was.
I think I might be wrong. I think that was a little bit later on in the half. However, that was a really good cross, and I was
couple of early corners.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I wanted him to have done better with that header. He didn't time it right.
But there was the miss on that. That was a good strike, and I don't know. Did Crawl have it covered? Probably.
Yeah, I think so.
So when the guy whipped it, sort of like
it went
past the post.
Part of right hand post or left hand post to Crawl.
Yeah.
And there was the other one was the tackle by the guy we've already said about Mengi. That was first half as well, wasn't it? Was that second?
The tackle from Mengi.
When they were through 1-on-1.
Oh,
was that was first half?
Yeah, that was first half.
The way that he celebrated doing the tackle.
Yeah, he's got pace to burn. I mean, I think nearly all English, British football fans, though, they love a really good sort of tackle. When the players
just
like
the crowd
that.
going, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah.
That's it. I love it, mate. Honestly, when I see our boys going in for it and just like cleaning the ball out of play or whatever, full velocity, I love it.
Yeah,
dangerous pace to put in a tackle like that, the Batara.
Yeah, of course. You get it wrong, then it's belly up. But
especially with VAR.
Yeah, but again, it just shows the ability,
confidence ability
that he's got.
I would say
what a player, honestly. The guy is ridiculously good
For someone who's so young as well.
Yeah, how was it? Is he 20? 21?
21, I believe.
Yeah, and
Christ.
you're wondering why Manchester United let him go, because he's probably better than some of the people that are playing for them now.
Is it Johnny Evans?
Yeah. He's back there, isn't he, on a short-term deal. But I have seen a few Man United fans on Twitter saying, this Mengi, obviously, I think he's got some stats that are up there in Europe, in the top 5 divisions, or in Europe or whatever. There's Man United fans going, we could have nurtured this guy, get him going and whatever else.
They should have done.
Yeah.
They generally should have done. The reason he left is he weren't getting looking, and now he's playing every week. He's getting better.
Well, they've got a history of letting players go and then buying them back for about 100 million and then giving them away again in Pogba's case. Yeah, so we'll have 100 million for him and then that'll be fine.
Yeah,
we literally, like we said, we had a good lot of possession, passing, movement. Barkley had a couple of long pings at the goal. We've had a couple of opportunities, and then we get a corner and Mr. Reliable steps up to take it. And we score.
Oh, Doughty, of course. I was thinking, what? Oh, of course it was Doughty,
of course it was
It's
Doughty.
been a long weekend,
Delivery was good. At the time, we thought Reece Burke might have got his head to it, but obviously...
Was it an own goal?
It's an OG, it's an OG. However, without the challenge, he might not have done that, so, he gets an assist for me.
Yeah.
But the bigger assist, obviously, we can talk about is Barkley's assist, which obviously the manager moaned about.
Yeah.
Do you think there was enough of a push there, Steve?
Not enough of a push for him to fall the way he did. I mean, all these Premier League footballers, they're so clever. As soon as they feel any sort of contact, they'll go down. It's almost naturally in their mindset now, which is a real shame. I'm sure. Loads of players would have done exactly the same, but the strength of the push did not warrant him falling down like that.
I agree. I don't think there was enough in it either.
I've looked at it 3 or 4 times, and it looks to me like he's just almost brushing him. He feels it and thinks to go over. I don't think there was enough contact.
No.
If it was against us, would you have the same issue? Would you think, I want that disallowed?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a biased football fan, that is, isn't it?
Yeah, a biased football fan.
Yeah,
So I would have. Can you see where their aggrievement comes from, though? Right. Okay. There was no more than we deserved, right?
Yeah, I can see it, Dave. But to be honest with you, he had every opportunity just to head it away.
Yeah.
He chose to sort of fall down when he felt a little sort of touch or shove or what have you on your back. I don't think he needed to do that. He could have cleared it.
You see penalties given for less.
Yeah, but that's the way football is, and obviously the thing is, I don't agree with that though. But it's not really a contact sport anymore, is it? Let's face it.
No.
As soon as you put your hand or you touch them, or you brush them, do whatever. Sorry, I didn't touch you there, mate. But no, look, it's pathetic half of it. But do you know what?
It's nice to be on the right side of some of these VARs. You know, where the Burnley incident was, contentious. So it's nice to be on the right side of some of them. To be honest with you,
And I mean, to be fair, recently we have been on the right end as well. Haven't we? So look, but like I said, it's soft. Soft thing, I don't like it. I look back on highlights from sort of like 15, 20 years ago, and some of the tackles that were going in, the referee's like, "Yep, play on."
Oh yeah,
2-footed tackles, man. Do you know what I mean?
There's been a scrap on the pitch before, and no one's got sent off. It's ridiculous. So we go in at half time, 1-0, deserved lead, 100% deserved lead.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, well, listen, we can't be like this all the time, can we? And something's got to give. But do you know what? We didn't start too badly second half, and then I think Everton upped the game a bit. Would you not agree?
Well, they were certainly sort of crosses were going into the box sort of from all angles. There was more intensity from them. I mean, they were fairly subdued and poor first half. So Dyche has probably torn into them, and they probably thought, if we can get one, then we'll get another. Again, I thought the crowd from their point of view was really, really quiet. So there was no
encouragement.
No, there was no encouragement.
They were terrible last week
from them.
well,
They were in the league game as well.
What I would say in their defence, and it's only a little bit of defence, is that the last time we was there, it didn't sound noisy. This time it didn't sound noisy. But actually, when you listen back on the highlights, you can hear them occasionally.
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
Occasionally, that's been the key word there. Occasionally, Dave.
Occasionally, yeah. I think really, it was a strange FA Cup atmosphere for me in that way. But they did get a goal, and Steve, we've already discussed this on the way home, and we've discussed who you thought should have been in goal. However, having said that, our goalkeeper should have saved it. Have you seen the goal, Bataro?
I didn't watch it.
Okay, you haven't seen the goal.
Sorry, that's really poor for my behalf. I've been so busy this weekend.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean,
sorry.
Basically, as far as I'm concerned, the team has just had some, a break, some warm weather training. We've got Brighton at home tomorrow night, Tuesday night.
Yeah.
To me, and I said it before the game, as soon as the teams come out, I thought Kaminsky should have played just to give him a bit of competitive football again, because he's going to be in the side against Brighton. And, he's not going to have come off the pitch absolutely knackered. So I was surprised that Kaminsky didn't play that in that game on Saturday. And, the save...
Well, it wasn't a save, was it?
No, I'm sorry, but I don't know if he
should hold it.
Yeah, I don't know if he went down too slow on it, but it wasn't the best.
It didn't start there, though, did it? It started just before that with the slip.
Yeah, who was it, Mengi or Bell that slipped?
It was Bell.
It was Bell that slipped, yeah.
And then they're in position, and as soon as he slipped, you went, "This is dangerous."
Well, it just opened up, didn't it?
Yeah.
It just opened up for him,
but the shot wasn't even hard.
No,
I'm watching it now.
It was along the floor. It was fairly cleanly hit, but it certainly wasn't anything that would pose a real problem.
They were cheering.
He has to save that.
Yeah, he has to say that, doesn't he? And I think Krul knows that.
To be fair, it's tough because obviously it's not exactly easy playing goal, but. Yeah, he's got to save that. It's about a yard to his right hand side.
Good to say. I mean, sometimes a shot is really close to you. It does make it difficult. But I thought that was an ideal sort of width away from him. But
it was centre of his body as well. Almost, he didn't have to do much really, sadly. And anyway, so 1-1, and you think, here we go. But we've been there before, haven't we? With games like that. And but actually, after that, we got back on top again, I thought. And I need to talk about a couple of things, and we'll talk about one at the end. We're going to talk about VAR and Dyche at the end, if that's all right.
Of course.
But there was a attack really where Elijah was put through and running towards the goal.
Yeah,
so
their right back slipped.
Yeah,
someone told me because I was looking at a big concrete post at the time. He slipped, and Elijah was clean through.
Mm-hmm.
Now he did sort of do okay with the angle. He sort of went towards the penalty area,
isn't it? Yeah.
For me, and I think for the vast majority, you have to pass to Townsend.
Townsend scores. It's 2-1.
Yeah, absolutely easy. But if you are going to shoot, for me, you've got to go high. He put it at perfect height, where the keeper would have wanted it.
Yeah.
You know, he done well. It was going to go just inside, so the shot direction was fine. But to me,
a little pass. I was shouting at the top of my voice,
Yeah.
pass it. And then we
that
had
post was sitting there going, "Shut up, mate." innit?
Yeah, well, you know, and the thing is, though, he passes that, it's 2-1.
Yeah.
They're going to push forward. We're getting more opportunities. And we did get another opportunity. Colton Morris
Yeah.
puts his foot through. If he levers that, it's a goal.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, he had a good header in that half as well. But again, I think it came to him. I don't know if he was expecting someone done a step over, so it went to him. And I don't think he was maybe expecting it. Because normally,
do you know,
he is quite composed.
Yeah, and I'm going to say I'll give him that because I did think that afterwards when I watched it back.
Yeah.
But I genuinely felt if he puts his foot through that, and no one's stopping it. Even if he kicked it back to the way it came, no one's stopping it.
No, I agree. He's normally composed. And yeah, I mean, at the time, because we were right in line with the goal line where we were sitting, and we just thought, well, he's only a few yards out, just put it away. So we were gutted that the defender got a foot
and
to
be
it.
fair, there was like 4 people in the line as well, weren't there, I think? So
Yeah.
It was tough, but yeah, quite underneath his feet as well. So, but yeah.
One player all game that was giving a bit of crap out to Luton players for me, Tarkowski. And
Tarkowski.
Is he the I was about to say something really rude then. Yeah.
Before you say that, I know what you can say. Go on.
Is he the gentleman that stamped on Townsend, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, ex-Burnley defender, yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you can find it somewhere on YouTube. It's definitely there.
Awful.
We can talk about that in relation to Sean Dyche moaning about VAR, really, because he thinks that the first goal should have been disallowed because of a push and VAR's let Everton down. But I would say VAR definitely let Townsend down. If they pick that up, that's a red card. It's deliberate stamp.
Yep. They also had a look in the second half. He put his elbow straight through the back of Colton Morris's neck, right over on the byline, right by us.
I thought it wasn't his neck. I thought it was his face.
Well, okay, whichever. But VAR looked at that because the ref said, you know, just hold it up a second. There was a slight delay. So God knows what they decided there. When there was a bit of a melee right at the very end as well with Reece Burke, it was him pushing people away. You know, he's just overly aggressive.
He's a bully, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a bully with not much quality.
And he fell on top of Corley Woodrow and broke his hand. Now,
I heard that. Is it true? He broke his hand?
Yeah,
right.
Woodrow would claim it was accidental, so we'll give him that. So he comes on bandaged up, and we're all thinking, well, you know, we'll take a 1-1, just don't concede now. We'll go back to Kenilworth Road, and you'd fancy us quite easily to win at Kenilworth Road. That's how I felt about it then. And then they put the 5 minutes up, and you're going, oh, maybe we'll get another chance, or maybe we'll get another couple of chances. Do you remember who Mr. Reliable is who takes the corners?
Alfie Doughty, is it?
He wasn't on anymore.
Yeah, because he was off.
So who took it?
Luke Berry took the corner.
Yeah, but young Joe was come onto the pitch, didn't he?
Like Joe Johnson, was it?
Yeah, and he did well, didn't he?
He was so composed. He put some lovely passes down the line, sort of infield and that. Really composed.
Was he playing in the back three? Was he the other day?
Well, he was left defender. Jobby. I don't know.
Yeah, but how many Steve left centre half.
I couldn't see there was a bloody concrete post in the way.
He was more like left backish.
Yeah,
but
I mean left back. Yeah, this doesn't answer the question. Brilliant. Left back. Lovely.
All right,
I'll have a look at my phone in a minute. Don't worry.
You do that.
Cheers. Thanks for your support.
Saves you going tomorrow night as well, mate.
The goal itself, though, there's a little bit of luck. There is a little bit of luck. The first thing I'm going to say was it Morris with the header.
Yeah.
How, if you look at it from behind the goal, he rises so high above their defenders and
Great
gets
target,
it.
Man.
Honestly, brilliant.
Yeah.
Then it pings off the goalkeeper, pings off Woodrow, pings off the defender. Woodrow had the sense to put his foot out. Now, at that point, where we were and the away crowd obviously went mental.
Yeah.
You're not going to lose the game, and if you're going to win an FA Cup match, win it like that.
Yeah.
Oh mate, scenes. I've seen like the video footage and that of afterwards. Obviously, I'll hit the radio and whatever else going mental. I was upstairs at the time. Just get out of the shower fresh. Nice image for you all. Anyway. And, but no, I was like, we scored.
Because I don't think our fans are the best for the really big limbs. But,
Yeah.
you know, I think quite a few Everton sort of fans sort of said, you know, fair play, you know, decent limbs there. But, you know, if you can't get right up for a goal
mate,
like that in those
96th
situations.
minute winner. Oh, jeez. I'm glad I wasn't there. I probably broke my neck or my foot or something.
But
amazing.
Yeah, no, it was great. But, you know, even after that, there was a couple of times. I mean, by this stage, Everton were just lobbing it in the box from any angle.
That's the thing. So, you know what he said about Everton lobbing the ball in the box? Is that all they did? Because remember in the first game, that's constantly what they were doing. As soon as they went a goal behind. It was
as
like
the game
even their centre-halves were lofting 60-yard balls in the box.
As the game went on, it was definitely like that. I think first half they did try to sort of play it sort of central and sort of, you know, through on the floor at times.
Yeah.
You know, because they're strikers. You know, they're both a hand. They're both a handful.
Target men, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. But again, it just shows you what a great job all of our defenders done. You know, it was great to see Burke out there. You know, we've said it before. If he's playing and he's fit,
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, Calvert-Lewin, and is it Beto?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they were a handful, but they were just restricted so much by great defending.
I think, again, if there's any Everton fans listening or watching this and you want to leave a comment, please do. But they're frustrated with the way that Sean Dyche is playing. He has one job, and that's to keep him in the Premier League. And he can, you know, we know this from other divisions. You just play nasty until you get it, and then when you know, then you can relax and regroup. However, having said that, we had 54% possession. We had the same amount of shots. We had 5 on target. They didn't. Our XG was £1.40. It was
cheap at half the price.
1.40. And it's the first time we've ever beaten Everton in the FA Cup.
Brilliant.
And, you know, and that's fantastic news for us. And then well, me personally, I was praying for Maidstone at home, and when there was only 4 of us left in the box at the end, you're thinking, come on. And then you realise that there's 2 balls left, and you know that it's us and Manchester City, and then all you want is a home draw, which we've got. And am I right in saying there's no replay? And
I
it's
saw
just straight
someone
to pen?
saying there's no replays in this round. So does
extra
that
time pens?
Yeah. So does that mean? Does that also mean it's midweek as well?
It definitely is midweek. Yeah,
it is. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, as far as chances for us to get through is playing into our hands. We've got that one-off opportunity. It's at home. It's under the lights. You know, it's going to be a sell-out crowd. Why not? Why not have a real good go? Really tuck into them. Really show them, you know, what we could do, which we did in the league game. You know, I thought it was a soft goal that we lost it to, the Jackie one. So I'm really hopeful that we can give them a really good game.
We need to press on, but I just want to, another fact that producer Jacobs put in here. Everton and Stoke are the only 2 teams that Luton have beaten twice on the road in the same campaign. Stoke was 84-5 and Everton 23-24, obviously. We didn't have a bad season, 84-5, did we?
No, went okay. One of the many good seasons we've had.
How do we feel about Manchester City, though?
I'm disappointed, but, you know, it is what it is, isn't it?
Let's push on, because there's a lot of... I've got so much to get through and not a lot of time to do it in. We asked... would you rather win the Premier League? Oh, sorry. Would you rather?
I hate this question.
Would you rather stay in the Premier League or win the FA Cup? We're going to have to credit to AdsCMB from Twitter, formerly on the X, whatever it's called. Ads, I hope you don't mind us using this one. What do you feel? Just a quick ask.
Oh, mate, stay in the league 100%.
FA Cup.
Wow. So you go FA Cup, you go league. I would go league at this point, and I'll tell you the reasons.
Money.
I feel that if you get a one-off attempt at the FA Cup, that's great. I feel also, though, if you get more established in the Premier League, you'll become better and you'll get more opportunities to go.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
So I would suggest that staying in the Premier League for a few more seasons would give us the ability to have a few more cup runs. Although you can argue against that, because there's some people...
Although what I was about to say is, sorry, Steve, you're wrong, mate. That's what I was about to say. Look at his face. He's going to say
my opinions are always wrong.
No,
based on your wonderful logic, Dave, I can see exactly where you're coming from. So, yeah, Premier League.
We asked you... it didn't take long to... God, you'd be terrible at haggling, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to haggle. So we did ask... Ads did put the question up on X, Twitter, and Ads was the first person. He said, personally, I'd take the FA Cup, a memory that would last a lifetime and a qualification for European football, a cherry on top of our story. While survival is great, if we go down the next year, it will soon be forgotten. Plus, we can always come back up. So that's sort of the opposite view.
I think there's falls and against both ways, isn't there?
Yeah, of course.
Rocketman says, Hart says FA Cup. What a day that would be. Head says league. With sensible management, which we have, the extra money will really secure the club at its future and will be cemented as a top side. A little bit like the way that Bournemouth are going right now. Wouldn't you like to be in sort of their position? With the exception of their stadium.
Yeah, in their position with regards to where they are in their development as a side, yeah.
Danny says Premier League every time. It's worth way too much money to not for the club not to be in it. Adam D, win the FA Cup, a major honour and qualification for European football. That said, we aren't going to win it. So I'd rather survival over a semi-final or final appearance, because if you get there and don't win it, you're going to be devastated, aren't you? Reese, Premier League survival 100%. If we get a cup, it's a bonus. Richard, FA Cup. Imagine beating City under the lights and going all the way to the final and winning. It would live forever. We've done top flight survival before. We've never won the FA Cup. I'm so surprised at some of these, to be fair. Sparky says, win the cup. Having been to Villa Park, do you know what, Sparky? I was there. Villa Park in 85, Wembley in 88, 89, 94, 09 and 23. These memories last forever. The league is what it is, and the Premier League could happen again. Two more. Ed says, I can't believe some people would prefer a cup final win. Whilst I'd love a cup final win, the Premier League survival has to be more important. Money-wise, it's likely 100 to 200 million compared to 2 million for the cup. Don't get me wrong, winning the FA Cup would be amazing, but we know how hard it is to get promoted. And
That's how I
again,
feel.
so staying in the Premier League is a must for me. I don't want another 30 years in the EFL. And finally, Gary says, Premier League survival is paramount. Look at other clubs that have been relegated. A quick return is not guaranteed. So I think the consensus is...
All I'm going to say is we could do both.
Well, listen, if we could do both, it'd be brilliant, right? Again, I'm going to go back to the Everton podcast I was on pre-FA Cup, and they were convinced they could win the FA Cup. And I said, let's be realistic. There's only a couple of teams that can probably win, can probably stand there and go, yeah, we can definitely win.
Do you think sometimes, though, people live on what they've done in the past, sort of like 10, 15 years when they're actually like decent? Not being rude or anything, but I mean, a lot of people, you look at them like, oh yeah, we can win the FA Cup. We're a big club, we're this, we're that. I'm not saying us, I'm saying like, for example, Everton might think that.
Well, Everton
semi-final, I think 10 years ago, maybe against Chelsea or whatever.
Everton were a big club.
Well, no, I'm not saying not.
I said they were a big club. They would still see themselves as a big club. They're going to a nice new shiny stadium.
But you have to look at your surroundings and what's going on around the club as well at the same time, and it's not good for them.
But if you had to list the top teams that you feel that were totally capable of winning the FA Cup, you'd start off with Manchester City all day long.
Arsenal, City,
Liverpool, yeah.
And teams like Chelsea, Villa.
Yeah.
And then anyone under that, you're going, well, we've got a chance now. When we're in the lower division and we pull out Manchester City at home, you're going, this is brilliant, exactly what we want, because it, for want of a better phrase, it's like your cup final, because you're not going to get there.
Yeah.
This time it comes out and you go, oh damn.
Do you know what it is? I'll be honest. When I saw the draw when it came out, I was quite excited because I thought it's an opportunity for maybe some of the players as well, maybe 2 or 3. I think it'll be a full strength squad anyway, but it's another opportunity to then to go and express yourself and see how good you are. And for me, it's almost like training in a way. Like we're not going to expect to win the game. If we win, it's a bonus, fine. But what I will say is, if you can go and compete like we did against City at home a couple of months back, whenever it was, it's almost like training. Just go and spar with them and see what you can do. And if you can pull something off, then wow.
I would suggest that the players and the coach and manager will think that they've got a really good chance of causing a problem, because they know that we can cause problems. And say if we're on our day, then I think everyone inside that ground will think there's a chance.
There's always a chance.
And as good as City are, I've seen them this season a few times that they have struggled against certain teams.
Yeah.
When they get up in their face or whatever else, it's like, come on, like if we can do that, we did it to Arsenal. They looked a bit frightened at first, didn't they? So why can't we do it to them?
We spoke earlier about the positivity you take from a result and a performance like we did at the weekend. Imagine what we could take from that if we were to.
And that is the point, that the performance at Everton the first time compared to the second time. The second time was unbelievably better.
Yeah.
First time we were heroic. The second time I thought we were fantastic. So why can't we? I thought we played really well against Manchester City.
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
And we gave them a proper game. So
absolutely.
With the exception of your main man might be back up the top of the pitch.
That's fine. Don't worry about that.
That's right. Mengi put him in his pocket.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, so, it's an interesting time to be a Luton fan, isn't it? The transfer window's coming to almost a close. They started to pull it in, haven't they, and to shut it up. It's a couple more days to go. Today on Twitter, your main man that always announces stuff, and when he says it, Fabrizio, whatever his name is,
Romano,
when he says something, the deal's done, isn't it? And at the time of recording, he said that Luton have agreed a fee for around 2 million, and I'm going to let one of you two pronounce the name.
We'll just go for Hashioka.
Yeah, Hashioka.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's Dakey.
I'm not going to pretend to say that I know anything about the player, what he's like, or anything like that. But isn't it great that we are looking in all these different areas now? Because we haven't done really for an awful long time, but we're really looking far and wide now. I know he's in the Belgian league and stuff like that, but we're really sort of exploring so many new avenues. I think that's great.
Steve, he does play for the Japanese national team as well. I believe 7 or 8 appearances for them.
Yeah,
and you've got to look at Japan as a whole. They have some really good players, and they're technical players. They're very, very good.
What
Fun
about
to watch?
Commercially, he might be really good as well.
Yeah, absolutely worldwide. Yeah, Bataro, what's your thoughts about Ryan Charles going?
Do you know what? I'm a little bit. I'm not saying I'm upset or gutted. I'm just a bit. I'm wondering why it's happened. I know he's not getting game time. I'm thinking, is it because he wants to go, or is he not good enough? I don't know, because we all know how good he was in the Championship. I know it's a different league, but look at the stats he was putting in. The amount of assists and goals he was getting from left wing back, and I still feel like there's a player in there. And I've just got a fear that if he goes, he's going to smash up the league again. And he's about 10 years time, 2 years time, he's worth like 15 million. That's what I'm feeling. Might be completely wrong, but
he's not a starter at the moment in your squad.
No,
if you're picking your squad,
that's Alfie Doughty though. Look at how well he's been playing. You can't take him out of the squad side. But no, look, good luck to him, whatever happens. But I'm a little bit gutted. I haven't seen a bit more of him, but we understand why.
Sorry, you also know the other couple of names that have been linked that producer Jacobs put down. You know a bit more about Carl Bartley, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's getting on a bit now, isn't he? Sure,
Would you say 32, 33?
It's got to be about that now, yeah.
Is he
had
just
a good career, isn't he, though? Yeah.
Would you bring him in just a backup?
100%.
Would he want to come here as backup when is he captain for West Brom?
I think he might be.
Really?
Yeah, he's captain or vice captain, something like that.
Yeah, so I'll be surprised if he would want to come here as backup, to be honest with you.
Saying that though, Steve, it's Premier League, though, isn't it, for him?
We got a couple more days to deal with this, and hopefully everything will be confirmed for any signings we've made very soon. You'll get those nice.
The one we did miss out here, Dave, Ben Sheaf. This is the one that, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can't see this happening because I think they're going to want a lot of money for him because he's very, very good. But I would be very excited if you signed Ben Sheaf. Great holding player.
The thing is that if we're excited about a player, then there'll be other teams that are excited about that player too. The other thing I want to say about the Hashioka deal, it was in front of Leeds United who thought they were going to get him.
Yeah.
They think they're on the up. They think they're going to get promoted, and they think they would be a more stable side in the Premier League than we are. So it's a bit of a coup to get him to come to us.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, it's just great that we're looking in all these different new avenues for players. It's brilliant.
And of course, we've got a totally worldwide viral manager at the moment online. So, maybe just saw that and thought, I'll have some of that.
Yeah, although he's been told not to smile, hasn't he? Mrs. Edwards has put her hand down.
Hand down where? Oh, Steve.
Well, if you're listening to this Tuesday, then obviously we're playing home to Brighton. This is an opportunity now to really push on, use the momentum we had on from the weekend, and secure 3 points.
Yeah.
It'd
be nice, wouldn't it?
Again, using the same scenario, when we was at Brighton, I didn't think we were that bad. I thought the scoreline didn't reflect our performance that day. We gave away some really stupid goals, and especially when you get back in and then Elijah gives away that silly kick. We're going to have a better chance this time, Steve.
I think we ran out of steam the last 10 minutes there. There was so much emotion and nerves and sort of unknown sort of quantities and that. We're now the team that is causing problems late on in games, so that would also show that our fitness has improved greatly from those early days. We're so much more assured, sort of that mistake that Pelly made for the third or fourth goal, where he just tried to dink it over a defender. I'm sorry, but these things wouldn't happen now. It's a very, very difficult game, but it is really winnable, winnable.
Like you say, it is winnable because the fact of the matter is, I think they've got about 3 or 4 players out on the national Asian Cup or African Cup of Nations, and I think they've got maybe 3 or 4 injuries as well. Key players. I think they're missing probably 4 starters.
Yeah, I mean they're a good club. You said about like the Bournemouth project. That is a much better example. That would be great if we can get to those sort of levels, but on the night, this is a really winnable game if we're at it, and I'm sure we will be. I think the players have got a real appetite for it. I think they're really up for it.
Well, they smashed Sheffield United 5-2.
Oh wow, 5-2 in the end.
Yeah, 5-2.
Christ.
And I'm thinking, well, that's that done. No disrespect to Sheffield United, but at the moment they've not been firing, and I can't see us being that bad, for want of a better word.
I think the problem that Sheffield United have got is, they've had a couple of wallopings. There's a new manager in there, and I just think the players that they would want to attract are probably thinking no, because I'm not going to be in the Premier League next season with them. And it makes their job so much more difficult. I think, as it stands at the moment, it's in the balance if someone's looking at Luton, but they see an improving side. So maybe at the moment we're a better proposition. So I think it's going to be really difficult for Sheffield United to get out of it, because it looks like they're going backwards and there's a bit of turmoil.
Every week we say this, we look at the next 5 fixtures and you look down and you go, oh. But I'm thinking Brighton, Newcastle, Sheffield United, Manchester United and Manchester City. So the Man City game, genuinely, is a one-off. It's a given. If we don't win it, we don't win it.
We're not going to get any points against Man City.
But Brighton, Newcastle, Sheffield United and Man United, I can see, quote me if I'm wrong, because I might be, I can see 9 points there.
10.
Oh, man, 10. We're not going to lose.
Wow.
Yeah, I've gone for a point at Newcastle away.
I've gone for 8, so yeah. I've gone for 2 wins against Brighton and Sheffield United, Newcastle away a draw, and then Man United at home a draw.
Yeah, I know we lost at Old Trafford, but it was a nothing game.
It was terrible,
they created nothing. I think
they struggled at Newport. They struggled at Newport at times. Newport begged them back.
You're not comparing us to Newport, are you?
No, I'm not comparing us to Newport.
No.
What I'm saying is, out of those 4, I'm thinking, I shouldn't say this because it's going to bite me in the backside, isn't it? But Manchester United is totally winnable.
Yeah.
Totally winnable. And, we're all up for it. We all want to move on. We all want to get there, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Bumped into a couple of people at the weekend up at Everton. I can't remember, and I really apologise for this, and I'll pick it up next time I see you, but I can't remember his name, Steve. Can you remember his name?
No, because he wouldn't talk to me. He wanted to talk to the head man.
That's true.
But Taro wasn't there, so he spoke to you, Dave. But very quickly, there was a group of lads from Chester that are sitting behind us, and they were a smashing set of lads, and my grandson Lenny was chatting with them, and when the winner went in, they pulled him over into their seats, and there was a bit of a mosh pit going on, but good set of lads, and they were there following Luton, so fair play to them.
Listen, enjoy the game at Kenilworth Road under the lights. Let's hope we get 3 points there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave some comments below. Everything is always looked at and thankful for that. And if you do see us when we're out, please come over and say hello, because we enjoy interacting. Thanks for coming, you two, and we'll see you, might be post Brighton.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
That's fine, mate, yeah.
Excellent.
Time of the day, yeah.
Take it care.
Thank
Come
you
on,
very
lads.
much.
Take care.
Bye-bye.